Hello again, everybody, and welcome back indoors to the basement music class. Although if this is the first one you're doing, then you don't know what I'm talking about. Sometimes I'll be outside because it's a beautiful day. Other times I'm inside because this is where the instruments are, and I don't want to carry everything upstairs. But we are going to talk for a few minutes and review percussion instruments. And I'm going to give you some activities and resources you can use to review that instrument family. Remember, there are 4 families of instruments: percussion, woodwinds, string, and brass. And we have talked about all 4 of them in class. So today we're going to review percussion, and I'm going to give you a couple of websites I'd like you to go to, do some activities, and then we'll reconnect next week in a different family. Remember that percussion instruments are any instruments that we hit, shake, or scrape. Okay? We can use our hands on these. For example, this hand drum right here. It's percussion because I'm using my hands to hit it. Another one that is something we use in class a lot is my cajon, which is right here. Usually I'm sitting on it. And it is a cajon because it is a box drum, and caja is the Spanish word for box. So that's where the cajon gets its name. And then we have fun percussion instruments like the vibroslap. We have the tambourine. I brought all these from school, by the way. We have the triangle here. Yeah, triangle's great. We have, of course, just regular drumsticks. These could be percussion instruments. We have things that we scrape. Yeah. Even things like the xylophones, and I brought a couple of, one of them home. So when we play the xylophone, it is a percussion instrument because we are hitting it with sticks. Now, some instruments, percussion instruments, are pitched, meaning they have different notes. And the one I just played has different notes, so I can play a song on it, right? You might recognize that tune as Havana. Others are non-pitched, meaning that there are no different notes. You can't play a different melody. On the tambourine, for example, I can't play a different melody. I can only make a rhythm. Okay, so some percussion instruments have notes and pitches, and others do not. The piano is a great pitched percussion instrument because you can play a melody on it. And remember, it's percussion because the hammers hit the strings, and it's usually in the back with the percussion instruments. So that's an overview and a review of percussion instruments. A couple activities that you can do. First, the cool thing about percussion instruments is anything can be a percussion instrument. Well, that's not true, but many things can be a percussion instrument. Things we find around the house. You know, you can go outside and get a couple of sticks, and suddenly you've got some drumsticks to make a rhythm on the sidewalk or on the front porch. Probably not inside the kitchen or anything like that. You can go, with mom and dad's permission, you can get pots and pans and wooden spoons, and you can do some rhythm work on your drums that you've made up. The wall can be a percussion instrument because you can make a rhythm on it. So percussion instruments are everywhere, and that's the great thing about the percussion family. So a couple of things I'd like you to do. If you come up with some ideas of things that you find around the house that can be a percussion instrument, why don't you write them down and send me an email that tells me things that you have found. I'm going to show you my email address right here. It is awalker@sd27j.net. So drop me an email, list some of those percussion instruments that you have found. Just lay it around the house. They may not even be real instruments. Another activity you can do is go to this website, sfskids.org. sfskids.org. And if you click at the top where it says perform, then you click on start. you will be able to go through different instruments. It actually has instruments from every family of the orchestra, but you can focus this week on the different percussion instruments. They only have a handful on there, certainly not all of the percussion instruments that exist, but you can get started there and see some of those different percussion instruments. And then the last thing you can do if you really want to explore how to make different rhythms with different percussion instruments and what they sound like. If you are in 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, especially 4th and 5th grade, you will recognize this site. But if not, if you're in the younger grades, this is a really fun site to explore. It is called the Chrome Music Lab. Okay, so if you just type Chrome Music Lab into your browser just like that, it's going to bring up the Chrome Music Lab. Now, if you do it on your phone, it'll look something like this, or your iPad or whatever. If you do it on your laptop, or your Chromebook, it looks like a regular website, but it'll still have these pictures. And you can click on this one here with the monkey and the timpani right there. Yeah, right there. Click on that. Click on the arrow. That is the rhythm one. So if you go to Chrome Music Lab Rhythm, it's kind of hard to see with my phone, but you hit play. Sorry guys, I'm not really technologically advanced on creating really cool videos, so we just have to use my phone, and I'll figure out how to make better ones as the year goes on. But here we go. So it's gonna look something like this, and you have these at the bottom, and you can add different things, different parts, and then you could play what you've created. It goes like this. All right, that's pretty simple. If you push this arrow that's right here on the top, you'll bring up a new set of animals or creatures, whatever those are, with different drums. And you can click on that arrow, and it'll keep bringing different creatures with different, not drums, but percussion instruments. And you can make different rhythms at the bottom. Okay? So I have a challenge for you. Once you've gone through the SFS Kids and looked at the different percussion instruments, you go to the Chrome Music Lab, that rhythm section that I just mentioned, I just showed you. Play around with it, create some different rhythms, and then maybe you can either video your screen, either on the computer itself or with your phone, create a video of your rhythm, and then email it to me. Again, at the email address I gave you earlier, which is awalker@sd27j.net. Send that to me. Send me a video of the rhythms you've created, and I would love to see that. The second challenge is if you go through all of those sections that I just showed you with the different creatures and the percussion instruments, you'll notice there are about 8 or 9 different instruments, maybe 10, that are shown there that the creatures are playing. And I want to see who can list all of those instruments, or at least most of the instruments. The first person who emails me and sends me the name of all of those instruments will get a shout out on next week's videos. All right? If no one gets 100%, then I'll just take the person who gets the most right. Okay? So there's your challenges. Send me emails, videos of your rhythms that you've created on Chrome Music Lab, and the instruments that you saw on the rhythm section of Chrome Music Lab. And I will see you guys again. Have a wonderful day making fun rhythms with percussion instruments. Bye.